Before we start this video, I want to remind you not to subscribe to Epilogue Media, but there is this cool new YouTuber named Ryan Mickey, and he's made like one awesome video about lighting that's like way too good for someone who's made their first video. So if you're watching this video, do not subscribe to our channel, but click on this link, go to Ryan Mickey's channel and subscribe to him. He's going to get hundreds or maybe even thousands of new subscribers from this, and he's going to be like, what's going on? And we'll be able to make him into a new YouTuber because he totally deserves it. So click on that link. So I've put off making this video for a very long time. That's because our channel is normally fun and I try to make filmmaking super desirable. I try to make it look like this fun thing that we do. But I think it's important to talk about the negative aspects of this life that I've chosen and that people in our field understand. This video is for people who are in the industry seeking solace and understanding, and for people that want to get into it. These are hard truths that we need to swallow. And in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong with any of these. Tell me if you can relate with any of these, because these are things I experience every day. First, I need you to know that Epilogue Media is a YouTube channel, and companies send us products that we review, and that's all great. But the vast majority of the income that we're pulling in is from client videos, videos for corporations, organizations. A lot of times that's TV ads, but it's also like 2 to 3 minute corporate videos with interviews. Yes? These videos, I've got to say these videos can be very boring after a while. Even if you're trying your best, companies are expecting a certain thing and the content starts becoming the same after a while. And I've been doing this for a decade and I'm starting to feel that. And we're going to talk more about what to do about that at the end of this video. Okay, the first hard truth that I'd like to share with you is when you're making corporate videos or commercials, you are not making your vision. At the core of the video, at the core of what you're doing, you've got a marketing director who has a vision. And they've got some funding because their business has some money. And they come to you with an idea and it's not your idea. You have to kind of be an actor in this sense as a filmmaker. You have to kind of force yourself to become excited about their idea and find something in it that you can kind of grasp onto and resonate with. What little aspect of this project can I actually get excited about? Whether it's the visuals behind it, or an idea for a cool camera shot, or helping the client realize, whoa, this is like 2-minute video idea that you have. It could be 1 minute and it could be like way cooler than you originally thought. And you can twist the idea a little bit and make it your own. And that's bringing value to the client. And sometimes they appreciate that. When your ideas get hammered down and they say, no, we're doing this exact idea and I'm going to pay you to do it. Sometimes you have to learn to put up your hands and say, okay, I'm going to do what you want and I'm going to make it look good. And then they say, oh, we only have like 2 hours to film this video. Okay, it won't look good, but I'll do a really good job on the edit. Now, you can say no. You can say no. And it's important to know when to say no, and we'll talk about that later. But at the end of the day, if you're like me, you've got bills to pay, you need to make money doing this. That's the goal, right? Your goal is to make money being creative. Well, sometimes you have to take jobs you're not super excited about. Okay, the second hard truth, and it takes a special kind of person to do this. You have to know how to creatively collaborate with people. If you're the kind of person who can know when to kind of shut your mouth and go along with the other person's idea and give them their moment, or to say, hey, like, I've got an idea, but what do you guys think? And not be too precious about your ideas, then this is the field for you. I always say in our company that the best idea should win out. If I can pitch an idea, a solution to a problem or a creative idea, and I can logically explain to others why it's a good idea and better than the old idea, then it wins. If I just say, no, I really, really want this, and they say, why? Why do you want that? And I say, I just do. I just have to have it my way. That's not a good attitude. If you cannot creatively collaborate with others, you should probably become like a painter or a solo photographer or something, there are creative jobs where you don't really have to deal with other people. Now you're thinking, oh, well, what about like the Stanley Kubricks or the Quentin Tarantinos? They don't take no for an answer. I'm not talking about them. We don't make movies. We make videos for clients. And when you're that kind of filmmaker, you can't be like that. You can't just be like, oh, all passionate about your thing. You have to learn how to creatively collaborate with others. The good news is this can be a learned skill. And if it's in the back of your head and you're thinking, always thinking, how can I be an easier person to be around, and then know when to choose your battles and know really when to fight for something, you can work through this. This is something that I previously struggled with, but I think I've gotten a lot better at it over years of practice. The third hard truth. In this industry, you are chasing job after job. For 10 years now, I've looked for a way to have like consistent work that we know will come through, and it's rare in this industry. Some people that make videos might have one or two clients that have like some consistent videos coming in, but even businesses, there could be a downturn in the economy. They could cut their video budget. You don't know when you're going to lose that client. You don't know if they're going to choose another video person to do that job. You're always chasing job after job. There's no guarantee of money. So here's the good news. Here's the solution behind that. As a business and an individual, you need to have money in reserve in this business. You can't be living paycheck to paycheck. Save up so you can comfortably live on the amount of money that you're saving between jobs. And not everyone can do this. I understand that people have a lot of debts and things, and it's hard to stay on top of this. But the more of that buffer that you can have, you'll be able to sleep at night and you'll be able to be more creative. If you don't have money in reserve for those slow times, you're going to have to get another side job. So plan ahead. Don't buy that piece of gear you're thinking about buying. Don't buy that cool gear that I'm talking about. Save your money. That's what I do, because we know that there could be a whole year with no work. That could totally happen. And I don't want to go clean pools again. That was my job before this. I was a pool cleaner. I do not want to do that again. So I save my money. The fourth hard truth, and this one's tough for me, this is not a 9-to-5 job. In this industry, we have weird hours and completely unpredictable work schedules. There's times where people say, hey, can you come to my party on this day? And I'm like, yeah, I can't guarantee it, but I'll try to make it, because I never know when a job's gonna come up. Next week, we're flying to Illinois for a video project. We just heard about it. I'm having to rearrange my personal schedule over this, but I'm willing to do it, because when a good opportunity comes, you got to do it. And so getting used to this and letting your loved ones and people around you understand what's going on is important. So if you're married and your spouse thinks like, why aren't you home on the weekends? I'm sorry, this is the life I've chosen. I'm home some weekends. Sometimes I don't have work for a week, but there's times when I'm going to be staying up past midnight every night to meet a deadline. The good news is you get used to it. I've gotten used to this lifestyle. When I first got into this, it was really kind of strange, the hours, the hurry up and waits, and the weekends that I would lose, but I've definitely gotten used to it, and it's easier. The fifth hard truth, it never gets easy to price videos. This is a constant struggle. If you go to Walmart and you look at the milk or like a lamp, they have an expected price, you know? Oh, that's $3.50. Okay, that should be about $10. With video work, it's very different. Let me explain this. I've heard it explained this way. On an airplane, you're all in the same airplane, but there's different prices. Almost every seat is sold for a slightly different price. And then there's like first class and seats that nobody wants. And so with video work, you need to think of it that way. When you're pricing things out, you shouldn't say, I charge $50 an hour no matter what, and that's what I do. No, that's not the case. Some of your clients are more needy. They're first class clients because they pay a lot and they're needy, and they expect an edit now. And so what are you going to do for them? You're going to charge more for them. And then there's other clients where it's like, hey, I just want the cheapest video possible, and you can take 3 months to do it. I don't care. Okay, I can charge way less. Also, time is a factor here. There are times when our company is so busy that we're turning down jobs and we're raising our prices. And then there's times when we don't have very much work and we're like, oh, sweet. We're going to go into the city today and film an interview and get paid, and that's it. Great. We'll do it. Whatever price you want, we'll do it because we need the money. I always use this analogy with our work. As filmmakers making corporate videos and commercials and stuff, we're basically making custom furniture. We make tables So if your client doesn't have a lot of money, you can quickly make them a side table for their bed out of a few pieces of wood and charge less. Or some client might come to you and want an elaborate table with intricate carvings made from the best wood. That's what it's like in this industry. So it's not like, oh, a 2-minute video? Sure, I'll charge this much. Oh, a 2-minute video for you? I'll charge this much. No, no, no. This is custom pricing. That's totally fine. This isn't like a sleazy thing to do to charge people different amounts of money. Now, the good news is you can accept this and realize, okay, for the rest of my career, I'm going to be pricing videos on a case-by-case basis, and it's going to take my time and my knowledge to do that and my experience, and that's what I'm going to have to do. And the sooner you accept that, the better. The sixth hard truth: clients want their video that they've paid good money for to be what they want it to be. So when you send them an edit and they don't like it, they're going to ask for re-edits and re-edits, sometimes a lot. And remember when I was talking about pricing, the premium clients that have paid more, I give them whatever they want. I don't care. I want to keep them as a client because they're paying more. What's ironic is some of the clients that pay the least amount of money are the pickiest. Okay, so just as a side note here, if you have a client that's not paying much, that's super duper picky, drop them. Drop them. It's not worth your time. But going back to this, client re-edits are totally a thing, and you're going to just have to humble yourself. For example, you've picked a perfect song, the edit in your opinion is perfect, and they say, I'm not really a fan of that song. Let's get something else. Like, what exactly do you not like about the song? Oh, I want something upbeat. Like, I thought that was upbeat. Okay, sure. And then you send them options for songs, and your edit won't match the music, but they probably won't even notice. And if they do, then you'll have to re-edit the whole thing. Now, more often than not, what you'll realize is that clients are looking at completely different things than you are. You're looking at the highlights in the window or the way the shadows look. They don't even care about that usually. That's rare for them to care about. Usually they're thinking about messaging and big picture stuff and stuff that's not really on your mind. So it's important to know, like, okay, as a creative person, I have one point of view, and I need to humble myself and realize that the client is paying for this and they want it. Along with this as well, it's important to have good people skills. And if you've really cultivated that and become a better people person, then you'll be able to handle these setbacks and just say, okay. Now, that being said, next time they hire you, if you've had a bad experience and they've kept asking for re-edits and they were a difficult client to work with, you don't have to say yes again. The seventh hard truth: it's who you know, ultimately. And that's a hard truth. It took me a while to realize that. Talent does not always win out. It's who you know. Do you know the right person? Do you know the son of the CEO of this one company and have an in? That's where the unfairness in this industry comes from. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's hard to swallow. What can you do about it? You can get out and you can get to know more people. You can always do something about this. Every moment that you spend in your home by yourself on your phone is a moment that you are not getting out and meeting new people. You are a creative person, right? If you're going to succeed and thrive in this industry, you need to be extremely creative in how you meet different people. At Epilogue Media, I've got to say, we actually do this really well. We understand that you can work really hard to network, or you can really plan ahead and realize, like, I'm going to this specific event and I'm going to talk to this specific person about this specific thing and help change their mind about this thing. And we'll plan that kind of stuff. And that's where a lot of our businesses come from, saying the right things to the right people at the right time. What we always say here at Epilogue Media is show up, do stuff, don't give up. What you say and how eloquent you are in a situation doesn't matter as much as being there. Be in the right room at the right time and think creatively about how to do that. Networking and stuff, that's super critical in this business, and it's tough. On that same note, it is important to embrace the idea that you will never be the best. In the past, and now it hasn't always been this way, I think, mentally at least. In the past, people could be in a small village or their town, and they could be the very, very best at what they do there. But unfortunately for us as creatives, with our global society now, you get on your phone and you immediately see filmmaking that's way better than anything you'll ever do. And it's devastating. As an anecdote, I once saw an interview with Steven Spielberg where he said he watched Lawrence of Arabia as a teenager. And after he watched it, he actually went outside of the movie theater and sat down on the curb and like started to cry because he knew he could never make anything that good. He was outdone. Well, that happens to me every time I get on my phone, and it's disappointing. Whether it's like a super creative ad campaign I see or another YouTuber that's like way better than me. Accepting that fact that you will never be the best is important, and it's tough. And it's something I deal with every day. I think a lot of times creative people, they want to do something great. They want to be the best at something. And if you're making corporate videos for a living like me, you'll never be the best at something. I'm not going to be a Quentin Tarantino or a Steven Spielberg or anything like that. And that's okay, but it is sad. And personally, I haven't really learned how to deal with that 100%. To be honest with you, it's something that I struggle with. It's this idea, should I relegate myself to an anonymous, simple life where I'm just a local video guy that makes little videos for companies, or should I continue to dream and work on my own creative projects on the side? It's something I struggle with every day. The 8th hard truth. You can't fall behind on gear. Okay, so picture this. Someone in the film industry who's in their 50s or 60s with an old school 20-year-old video camera who has refused to embrace new technology. Now, that's a problem in our industry. Now, if you're an old school cinematographer that's still shooting on film, making like huge movies, that's something else. As videographers, if we're not constantly like progressing every few years to like the best camera we can afford and learning new tools and editing techniques and like what's hip, at that time, then we're not going to succeed. And so we're constantly doing this. We're watching ad campaigns and wondering like, how can we make our stuff look like that? And as long as you're pursuing that, that's what matters. Don't give up and say, my way's right. The old way is better, because it's probably not. So you need to be constantly progressing and improving in terms of gear and technology that you're using. Now, I'm sure I'm 33. I'm fairly young. Talk to me in 20 years. Maybe I'll be that old video person that's just like, no, I'm going to do it my way and I don't care about you. Okay, so after all of these hard truths, you might be wondering, okay, Thomas, why do you keep doing this? Why are you being so negative and talking about this? Why don't you just quit? Maybe you need to do something else for a living if you don't like this. Well, I absolutely love it. And here's why. When I see a video camera, when I see a tripod or a C-stand or a light, I get a little giddy inside. I get excited, and it makes me happy to be in this industry. When I think about finding an angle in a new room where we're filming and it's like a bad looking room, and it's like, how can I make this room look as good as possible? How can I make this person look as good as possible? That really gets me excited. I also love editing. Being able to create emotion and craft emotion and become skilled at that is a dream come true for me. Also, there is money in this. I'm not poor. There is money in this industry, and it provides for my family. And I have siblings. All of my older brothers are chemical engineers, and my parents, my siblings. When I told them I wanted to be a filmmaker and make videos and stuff, I can't say that I was met with total enthusiasm. They weren't like 100% supportive. I'm pretty sure behind my back, they kind of said like, ooh, maybe he should get a real job. But I've kind of moved into this space in life where I've been doing this long enough where I'm comfortable in this, and I think I'll be able to do this for the rest of my life. And that's a good sign. When I first started, I kept thinking like, man, like, is this really happening? I have to pinch myself. Like, am I really getting paid to make videos? But I've kind of moved into the stage now where I've accepted this is my profession and I'm good at it and I really, really enjoy it. Another reason why I stay in this industry is this dream that I feel like is always on the horizon. This idea that someday I can make a feature film or do a project that I'm really, really passionate about. And I'm always working on creative side things. I'm actually a musician. I write songs, and working on creative things when I'm not really getting creatively fulfilled with the client projects I'm working on. And sometimes I am creatively fulfilled with the client projects we're working on. But when that's not happening, I find other creative endeavors. I like to paint. I like photography. And so I find these things that I'm interested in. Right now we're working on a movie script. We definitely want to do a movie. The truth is that I'm so creative and I love creativity so much that even though I have a creative job, I like to do creative things on the side. and that keeps me going as well. Now, another creative thing that we've been working on lately that I'm actually really excited about is a video course for filmmakers. And in this video course, we want to carry you through like every stage of making a video for a client. Because the truth is that businesses actually have money. If you're making wedding videos, a lot of times newly married couples don't have a lot of money. If you're doing music videos, the truth is a lot of bands don't have a lot of money. If you're making videos for businesses, in the United States, their budgets are in the tens of thousands of dollars a lot of times for videos. And so in this video course, I want people to understand like, hey, like if you know this stage of steps to follow, if you know how to shoot B-roll and interviews effectively, if you know how to edit together a simple corporate video, then you can actually make a living being a creative person. And you're not a famous director, but that's okay. You're making a living doing what you're doing and you're getting better at it. So my whole point with bringing this up is I want to kind of see what you guys think about this. Do you think we should make a video course about making videos for clients, making corporate videos, etc., commercials, so you can make a living? Or do you want it to be about something else? Let us know if you have another idea for a video course, something we can offer. And until next time, do not watch our videos.